How's it going, everybody? Thank you for listening in to our very first BS Game News and Reviews podcast. My name is Sean.
And I'm Braden, and make sure you tune in every Wednesday for another BS Game News and Review.
So, what we're going to talk about here today is the absolute nightmare of Red Dead Redemption 2's online multiplayer crap.
And then after that, we're going to be talking about The Crew 2 and the design of just disappointment that it's given us.
You said design of disappointment. So we're just going to be just talking about all kinds of disappointments today, aren't we?
Well, I'll give some tips, or not tips, but like nice comments about it. It was a good game.
But see, that's what I feel bad about right here, because with Red Dead Redemption 2, there's so much to it, man, that is just beautiful. And I'll get to that beautifulness here in a little bit. But I want to talk a little bit about the ridiculousness of the in-game economy. And what I mean by that is, for example, in the game, now we got to understand that the game was set around the year 1899. So, with taking that into consideration, obviously things back then were priced a little, I can't say a little bit because the monetary difference is like huge. So what I mean by that, I'm kicking in with the ADD, and I apologize for that. But what I mean by that is, so for example, in the game, for a pump action shotgun, it was $700. Well, back in 1899, a pump action shotgun in real life was $25. Now, yeah, it's like, so what, right? Play the game, you'll get money, earn, grind. Because that's what you have to do. And I remember when I was playing it, just to get $25 was like taking forever. I mean, I spent
an hour of work.
Oh, more than an hour.
Yeah.
But like I said, I got ADD. So sometimes I'll be sitting there trying to, get some skins to a crocodile, and then all of a sudden there goes fucking Bambi running across the pond, and I'm like, oh, Bambi. So there went the crocodile skins, you know what I mean? Now, what I like about the game is the fact that there was just, and this is a campaign, remind you, that there was just so much going on. It was awesome. But then when you transfer over to the online version, I felt that there was a lot of elements missing. And obviously, when you do online multiplayer, there's not going to be things in that version of the game that's in the campaign or the story mode, if you would. And I understand that. However, things was just chaotic. So, what I mean by chaotic, there's no breathing room. So, what I mean by no breathing room is there's grievers. And for those that don't know what grievers are, those are individuals that pretty much go out of their way to make your gaming experience not too pleasant. And what they're doing with this game is there's what they call blips on the map, and you have a colored blip, which is just a colored dot, but they never go away. So you could have somebody clear across one side of the map, hunting, minding their own business, doing their thing, like I always try to do, and then you got the grievers. So they'll come all the way across the other side of the map just to mess with you. And I understand it's a game, people are trying to have fun, cool, but hey, Rockstar, how about we create some private servers? And from what I understand, they've already done that, and that's even a nightmare. So, these grievers, every time they kill you, you'd respawn in a spawn point. And I've played enough video games to where I can learn spawn points, because, like Black Ops, for example, people are spawn killing all the time in Black Ops. And ever since that flipping game came out, it's like everybody does it now. So it's like, come on, man, can't we get a break? So, and I know my ADD kicked in again, and I apologize for that because I was talking about the economy, and then I went to grievers. But grievers actually, in my opinion, play a part in that economy because it's going to take you forever to get $700 because you got people traveling all the way across the other side of the map to come jack you, and then it's like you have to start over. And then, like me and you talked about earlier, when you go hunting and you have the skins on the back of your horse and you die, you lose it.
That's if you don't spawn near it. If you spawn like If your horse is there and you spawn like near it, then your stuff is still there. But if you don't spawn close enough to it, then your horse is gone, and so is all your stuff. And you got to go and redo all that. First, you
Man.
got to get away from the area that has the people in it that are messing with you.
Right.
Or like when you're turning a corner and you hit a stump, you flip, you die, your horse dies. There you go, off a cliff, everything's gone.
Now I will say this much: the mechanics to the game, outstanding. And what I mean by the mechanics are the way the horse, in my opinion, the way the horse flawlessly moves around. The way your character flawlessly moves around. The way your character's hair blows in the wind. The way just the beautiful scenery and just the realism of it. When your character steps into the water and you just see the water just do its little movement. Ripple, yeah. It's a beautiful game.
I do have to agree with you on that, but I'll have to disagree on the horse mechanics because
I love it.
there are times when I'm running and there's another person on the path and my horse will start slanting towards them or like try and move out of the way and hit me into a tree, and it just annoys me because I'm trying to get somewhere and my horse will try and go out of the way when there's a clear path. It tries to get out of the way and just slams into something else.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that happened to me multiple occasions. Or when you hit a rock and your dude goes airborne and you're just flying up in the air. Yeah, but to me, those are fun. I like doing that. Sometimes I do it on purpose to see how far my dude can fly, hitting a rock or whatever. But then you got to worry about your horse going down with you, and then you got to call it back, and you hope you don't get the nasty hag or naggy bag or whatever the hell the name of that default weak ass horse was called.
Snotty nag or something.
Snotty tags, fucking saggy bags, whatever, dude. I can't remember the name of the daggone thing. But the whole online version of that game is just a disaster. And I'm fully aware there's a patch coming out next week. Well, by the time this podcast hits, it's going to be the week that the patch comes out. But, yeah, there's some things to look forward to in the patch. They're going to change the whole blip thing so people clear across the map can't see you. So in order to know where, your enemies or whatever the hell you want to call them are at, if you're within 150 meters of another player, that's the only time your blip's going to show. So I'm thankful that they're going to fix that. I'm thankful that they're making it harder for grievers, because it's like, dude, who the hell wants to spend $60, depending on what version of the game you get, whether it be, the standard, special, gold edition, whatever the hell, who the hell wants to spend $60 just to go mess with people? I mean, you want to do that, man, go buy UFC 3, hit me up, Devil Dog 916 on PlayStation, and I will whoop you up something dirty if you want to play that kind of game. But if you're going to get into Red Dead Redemption, I understand people want to cowboy up, people want to, get their posse formed and go raise hell. Great. But man, they done jacked that game up, dude, online. And yeah, it sounds like I'm complaining, because I am. But we're talking, this game is my favorite game of all time. So I guess you could say that, because of my disappointment, I expected way too much. I don't know, man.
In my opinion, I feel like I know it's a Red Dead game and they should have made it like Red Dead, but I feel like they should have made it a bit more like GTA in like just the way the mechanics work. And I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like it's not enough. It's more of its own game. It's not enough like Red Dead 1, but it's not enough like GTA either. Now, I do know there are problems with GTA, and I'm talking about the fifth one, but there are some things that would make it so much better. For instance, the civilians, rude, and the other ones run away.
Rude.
And the fact that you have to, I kind of like this, the fact that you have to loot them instead of just like running over their body and them dropping all their money and stuff. I like that, but it would be easier if you're like in a firefight and you just run past them and get all their stuff,
Oh, you mean in Red Dead?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're taking the chance of, after you kill your opponent, they have enough time to get back to where, their dead body's at. And then they could jack you. I get it. But I kind of like it that way. I kind of like the fact that you have to loot, because then at that point, in order to play the game, it's going to require some strategy.
I mean, campaign, yeah, that I think it's perfect in campaign, but online I feel like it'd just be better if we could just run over the body and get the stuff, you know?
Yeah. But I mean, there's so many things that are plaguing this game right now for online. It's highly disappointing. And they said that they were going to fulfill, everybody's need of wanting more content on the online portion. And I hope that's true. I really do. Man, there are so many articles out there right now that's talking about what's coming up here, what are they going to do with this prom and that prom. And the reason why I'm not going to even bring that stuff up is because, let's be realistic, every time any video game is marketed, they try to make it look a hell of a lot better than what it really is. And I understand, they got a product to sell. I get it. But like I said a little bit ago, I'm highly disappointed in this game because it was my favorite game of all time. After I beat the campaign, I took it back to GameStop. I traded it in. And I really have no interest in playing it again. I've already beat the campaign. Now, can I go back and play it again to see the different outcomes? Yeah. But man, I'm a gunslinger at heart. I ain't got the patience to go be good. You know what I mean? And that's the thing that drives me nuts, man. I'm good at that game. And I could go online and grieve the hell out of everybody. But I know I ain't going to have fun. Ruining everybody else's experience, I ain't going to have fun. So, with the private servers, I haven't even been on since then. And it's just, to me, I see why. If I put a bad taste in my mouth because everybody has different opinions and views when you're given a game that's not completed, like with this whole open beta for the online version. That's just to open its platform up to pay to play. Because let's be realistic, Rockstar, they're all about the pay to play. I'm not knocking it. But if you're going to do pay to play, how about not just make it cosmetics? You know what I mean? Because then you got some snot-nosed little turd bracket who's got their mom and dad who's dropping whatever. And am I jealous? Hell yeah, I'm jealous. Hell yeah, I'm jealous. Because I'm not going to be dropping 50, 60 bucks a week, to meet the $700 pump action shotgun economy in this freaking game. There's no way. So, I don't know, man. I'm disappointed in this game. I really am. Online version. And
The campaign is just beautiful.
Oh, the campaign is flawless.
And then the treasure hunts and all that, the mask, the helmets, it's great.
It is, isn't it? I mean, it keeps you busy.
And I understand recently they added cheat codes to it. So like if you've beat the game, you just want to mess around, go ahead and you could like spawn, I think, like horses, something like that. Or I don't know if you could do like any what's the thing? Invincible stuff or anything like that.
Oh, like the godlike play where you're
Yes.
just like you can't be killed.
Yeah.
When I do those, yeah, it's fun because then I can just go mow fools down. But then after a while, it gets boring too quick because it's like I want some competition. I want to be chased by a posse, just not. I want to be chased by NPCs and their posses, not players online. Because if I'm by myself, well, I don't know, man. Because I remember one time I was playing by myself and I took out 4 fools that were in a posse. But for the most part, I'm not going to touch online anymore. If I do play the game again, I'm going to have to see that there's major changes. And again, yeah, I'm complaining because I'm highly disappointed. And I'm one of those people, I believe in, how's that saying go, man? First impressions are everything. First impression in this campaign, flawless. Flawless. I give it 10 out of 10. But online, I give it a 2 out of 10. And about a month ago, I almost said a few months ago, but it was about a month ago, I picked the game back up. And I went online, because I borrowed the game from somebody. And I guess they went and they paid out everybody, 30
Gold bars.
30 gold bars, thank you, yes. And yeah, that's great. That's great. But when you're dealing with a shotgun that's $700, I mean, And yeah, the 30 gold bars got me a long way, you know, because I got some other cool weapons. However, even at that point, those weapons still didn't really stand a chance, in my opinion. So I hope this new patch that's coming out next week, I hope they change that. I know with that patch they're bringing new weapons, they're bringing new clothes, new game modes, and some other changes to the the gameplay of the game itself. You know, like I was stating earlier, the grievers, you know, you can't see people's blips from clear across the map, only if you're 150 meters of that player. You know, and I really don't want to end this on trashing Red Dead Redemption 2, but I don't know. I'm just disappointed. And I think when it comes to the graphics, I don't think there's going to be a video game that's going to be able to come close to touching.
Like the scenery, the sky,
Right. There's just the breathtaking views.
the fog, the way the light shines through the fog.
Right.
It's
Right.
just beautiful.
Oh, man.
The trees. Like, if you're a photographer and you play video games, go take pictures on that, because that you can get some really great shots, and it's just beautiful.
Yeah, man, this is probably the first game that I've ever played where everything outside of that game around me, I was totally submersed into this game that nothing else around me, I mean, when I played, it was just, this is the only time a game has done that to me, where it's like sucked me all the way in. It's crazy.
And though it is a good game, it's very disappointing
Fantastic
towards
game.
the end of the campaign.
Don't give no spoilers
No
here.
spoilers,
No
just-
spoilers.
When you play it, I was disappointed just because it was sad.
Just leave it at that, man.
And I
Leave
can't,
it at
I can't
that.
play. I really want to play the game again, but I can't play the campaign just because of how just like
Yeah.
it got me depressed. And watching the credits, it was hard.
Let it go. Let it go, man.
Because you get
need a
really
hug?
attached to things, and
need
then
a
they
hug?
just
Do you
go
need a hug?
away.
Do you need a
I
hug?
need a hug.
Don't touch me.
Uh-huh.
Don't touch me. So yeah, I don't want to end my ranting on this on a bad note, but let's be honest, folks. That online version sucks. It sucks bad. So I may pick it back up. I may not. But if someone were to ask me to rate the online version, because they've done a few tweaks here and there leading up to this point, I'd give it a 4 out of 10. Now, again, campaign, 10 out of 10. Hands down, easy 10 out of 10. So, I guess I get to continue to be disappointed. And, you know, you never know. I may pick the game up next week and just see what changes have been done. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. I don't know. But I know the moment that game was announced some time ago, I have been anticipating it for so long, and disappointed, man. Disappointed.
Now, talking about the crew too. Change of subject here. I was I wasn't excited because I didn't know about it when it came out, and you told me about it, and I went to go play it, the beta, with you guys, and I didn't watch the trailer or anything like that. I just skipped over. I went immediately into the game, and I was surprised. It was a great game. It was fun. I had a good time. We went to races. We won races, and it was so great. But then when it came out of beta and there was no demo and it was out full game, I got it. And we all played together, and I watched the trailer. And the trailer made it look so good, because it had been a while since I played, so I was like, oh, is that what it looks like when I played last? I went to go play it, watched the trailer, I was in a loading screen, and it played it, and it was so good that when I got in the game, I got disappointed. And I'm the kind of guy who, I can't go back and play older games, not because they're bad, but because I'm so used to such good graphics that when I play a game like that, I just practically disgusted.
Like if I was to go back right now,
Play Dark Souls or something like that.
or
It's hard.
Mario Brothers, man.
I'm fine with that.
No, hey, I'm gonna be honest. I could spend all day on Mario. You know what I mean? I mean that's a classic game. But if going back to play it, it's gonna be a little difficult for me at first because, like you said, the graphics in comparison.
And when I got in the game, we started playing. I was like, okay, this is not what I thought it was. I mean, it still looked good. Don't get me wrong. Was beautiful still. Some good spots, but there were times when I felt like it could have been better. There were like some things that didn't have enough detail.
Like what?
Like, for instance, walls. I saw a couple brick walls that just looked flat.
Like and kind of choppy, huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
Squared off, choppy.
Now, I think the water looked great for water.
Yeah.
Because when you're on a boat and you're just like going through the race or something, the water splashes away like it's supposed to. And I feel like they put a great detail in it. And I haven't been in a plane or a helicopter yet because I haven't been flying through the air. I don't do those races.
Those are fun.
So I don't know what it looks like down below or if it just looks like just flat almost. I haven't been in one. So I have really no comment on that.
The visual is pretty good. I would have to say, for it being the crew.
And I realize it's a big map, but I would have loved to see my own town
More
or
in
city
depth custom or not customization, but more in depth.
landmarks almost.
Yeah, more content within the cities. Meaning, so for example, we're from Sacramento, California, Sacramento County, and that's in the game. And so is Los Angeles. I've been to Los Angeles a gazillion times. I used to live close to Los Angeles. And Sacramento and even Los Angeles. It didn't even look like Sacramento or Los Angeles. The buildings weren't proportioned correctly. They weren't placed correctly. Certain landmarks weren't. When you go from Sacramento to San Francisco, it's ridiculous. Now, I think the reason why we're pointing that out, or you're pointing that out, is because maybe you're used to GTA 5 where it's so damn accurate that it's so ridiculously accurate. I can't even watch a daggone movie without seeing Sandy Shores in it. I just watched a movie a couple days ago called Destroyer, and they filmed that, whatever the name of the real city is that's on. I know it's on like the other side of LA, but in the game it's called Sandy Shores. And when you're in Sandy Shores, you see that hotel, that abandoned hotel.
Yes.
You know
The
which one
motel?
the motel, yeah,
Yeah.
in Sandy Shores.
Yeah.
That whole strip. The moment I seen it in that movie, I was like, dude, that's Sandy Shores. But every flipping movie I watch, it seems like it's either the
City.
pier, yeah, the setting from and I understand that in GTA, those are several different locations put into one city, like
On an island.
yeah, no shit, right? So, like Maze Bank in the game was in this movie. Obviously, it wasn't called Maze Bank, but the sign was set up the same way. The whole entire layout was exactly identical.
And I want to go back to the racing on the crew, number 2. And I was disappointed with this as well because when I was playing the beta, we were winning races no problem. I mean, we couldn't really do much because it was just the beta, but
Right.
when we got into the actual game, I couldn't win a race with my car. Like, it was just too slow. I went back and done the races that we did on beta that we won, and I could barely get into 4th place. And this is out of like 6 people.
What I have found when it came to the racing, and this helped me, and I decided to test it out. What I found, when it comes to the races, first do the dirt bike races if possible. I know when you first start out, you have to get the car for the street races and da-da-da-da. But once you get the dirt bikes unlocked, switch and go straight to dirt bikes because it pays close to the same amount as the cars, but the races are easier. And then if you want to have a better experience, this is what I did. I would Google the live rewards, and the live rewards for those of you that don't know, those are just like, I don't even know how to describe it. What's the shape of those? Like octagon?
They're like a diamond flipped on its side or
Yeah.
something.
And they're just spread all over randomly throughout the map, and you get them in whatever vehicle you're in when you find them. It has upgrades that will be applied to that particular vehicle because there's so many different vehicles you can have for several different modes of races, meaning street race, motorcycle race, dirt bike race, boat race, plane race, stunt plane race, and the list goes on. But first, upgrade your dirt bike because with the live rewards, don't do no races. But like I said, first get to the point to where you unlock the dirt bike races. Then go look for those rewards. I generally spent an hour and a half looking for those live rewards because that souped it up pretty daggone good. So that's what I would do. I'd soup up the dirt bike, then I'd go do the races because there's 3 difficulty levels to those dirt bike races, right? So, the first one you get anywhere from, if I'm not mistaken, like $300, $500, $600, $700. And then the second one, it's kind of doubled and just, there's 3 different difficulty levels. But in short, the moment you get your dirt bike portion of the races unlocked, go Google live reward locations on Google, and there will be a gazillion different maps that you can go to. You can even go on Reddit. I found some on Reddit. And soup up that dirt bike, and you'll get money quick.
Now, I tried that, but I couldn't, pinpoint the exact location, and it was a little difficult for me. I mean, eventually, yeah, you keep roaming around there, you'll hear it, and then you also got to find it, which takes about, 10 minutes to find one once you get there. First, you got to drive there and everything, and I think that was great, but the only way I was able to get a fast enough car to actually win a race, I've only won one since I've gotten online, and I think that was with you guys. The only reason I won that race was because I went to the Ubisoft Club, because I have a Ubisoft account, and make sure you get one of those, you can get some cool stuff from there, and I got myself a car, but I did not have enough Ubisoft points to get the car. So I had to go download a whole nother Ubisoft game called The Steep. Go check it out, it's awesome. It's by Ubisoft, and it's a snowboarding game, and I had to get, I think, 30 or so more points, and I started playing the game, and I started getting them pretty fast, and it was a fun game, so I started playing that. But then I got enough, and I got the car, and then I was actually able to win, finally, a race. And I've tried races 20 each, 20 times each, and I could not win one until I played with you guys. And then I was able to actually win a race, but still I haven't played much since, and I still haven't won another one. But other than that, it's still a great game. Another part of it that I didn't really enjoy much would be the pictures. And by that I mean, you will be driving and it'll say a challenge, and I'm like, okay, I'll do the challenge. Take a picture of 10 oxes. But there are no oxes in that area to be found. It'll say, take a picture of a coyote. It's a giant plain. There's nothing out there but bushes. And they're small bushes. They're the desert bushes. They're not big bushes. They're tiny little ones. And it's deserty area. There's desert mountains almost.
Right.
And it just says to go take pictures of these, and I'm like, where am I going to find one if there's none in the area? And you don't know how big the area you're allowed to go in, because it doesn't give you a circle or anything like that, so you don't know how far out you can roam. You don't know where the best area to look. It doesn't tell you.
Well, they just did a big update on it a couple of weeks ago, if not a month ago, because it's been a while since we played that game, so I don't know what updates they did. But I want to backtrack a little bit, and I want to give you and everybody else that's listening, a little bit of a tip here. So, going back to the live rewards, and you're saying it's kind of difficult to find them. The easiest way to find them is get into a plane. And don't fly so low to where you're about to hit the ground, but fly low. And because, when you look for those rewards, it's got a range to where it starts, it goes bloop, 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 bloop. And the closer you get, it's like bloop, 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 bloop. So get into the plane when you look for those live rewards. They're easier to find, at least for me. And it did take a hot minute for me to...
Maybe a helicopter? Because you could, stop and stuff?
Yeah, the helicopter. I tried the helicopter. I didn't like the helicopter. Because what I do is when I get into the general area and I start to hear it, do this little sonar, I'll switch immediately to a motorcycle or back to a car. So that way you just land and you go about it. So just keep that in mind. Try it out. It may be easier for you, may not, but for me it's a lot easier.
But other than that, I feel like the game is a good, solid game. It's got strong structure to it. And the campaign is fun. I like how you could drive to the races and you can just go on a road trip almost. And I stopped at the Redwoods one time, and I just, I found this nice little rock, and I was able to take this beautiful picture of the sun shining down on the car, on top of a rock. Kind of looked like an ad, an ad for a car, like Toyota or something like that almost. And I feel like that is just a good, graphics and stuff, or it's still good. It's just disappointed me when I got into it.
I enjoyed the sound quality. I heard some reviews online. They're saying the sound quality was they didn't like it. I liked it, man. When it comes to cars and motorcycles, I like that. I like
The rumble.
the raw.
Yeah.
Especially on the game with the Harleys. It's just for anyone that knows anything about Harleys, they have their own distinctive sound. So I enjoyed it. The sound quality of the game I enjoyed,
Yeah.
and the game overall I enjoyed. I mean, I understand there's some things that you're having a hard time with, so that may be clouding your judgment as far as how well you like the game. So I think maybe here real soon we need to play that together, and I can give you some better tips. So I guess that's going to do it for today. This was kind of just like a little test run for our podcast, see how we're doing. I'm pretty sure I sucked. So, let us know in the comments. If you're going to be mean, you're going to be mean. I really don't care. I got thick skin.
And let us know what you think about the games. Like, if you have any tips or suggestions, or if you have your own opinion about the game, whether you think it was good, or if you just think it was, maybe you just didn't like it. But make sure you tune in next week, Wednesday, and the Wednesday after that, and every Wednesday after that for another podcast. And we will be getting video in here soon, so you will be able to see us. We're just working on that right now.
When he says soon, we mean like a couple months,
Yeah.
maybe sooner. But keep coming to our channel. We're going to be posting content daily. Sometimes they're going to be actual gameplay that we have done together, or it's going to be with just me and some other people online. But either way, we're always going to have content every day, all day on our channel. So,
And we won't just be talking about online games. We'll be talking about single-player games, co-op games, stuff like that.
yeah. I mean, and I'm not always going to be complaining. I probably shouldn't have started this podcast off with me complaining, but it is what it is. I'm disappointed, man. But here's the cool part about what we're doing. We're going to be doing giveaways. Now, obviously, we're going to have to wait, and we're not going to require anybody to have to pay any coinage or any tokens or whatever to view anything on our page. Our page is 100% token free to everybody, but feel free to donate some tokens if you would, because by you guys donating tokens, that helps us get our channel out there more and everything like that. And I try to do everything I can with people that have subscribed to our page for me to go and remind their pages on our page. And like B said, let us know in the comments what you think.
And if you have any games you want us to review or anything like that, let us know.
Absolutely. But this is our first run of the podcast, so it's just going to get better from here.
Yep.
Y'all have a good night.
Or morning.
And
Or afternoon.
or whatever you want to call the day. And we'll see you all I ain't going to see nobody, but y'all hear us next week. Peace!